have been destroyed by the heat of an expanding nova. 3 escape pods seem to have been used, though others were destroyed in situ. An exploration detail of both Dini and human is to examine the wreck. Encountering hostility from a crewman, Theon is nearly killed on the Hive ship where he discovers undamaged Hiver eggs. These are sent to be studied by the Alliance xenobiologists. Recovering from his injury, Theon elects to continue with the Merdini ship, the KLTL, as the Merdinis insist on being certain that a nova has destroyed the Hive homeworld. 2 of the ships in Theon's element are required to start the derelict on its way to a point at which both Merdini and human specialists can examine it thoroughly. The remaining 3 ships decided to track down the 3 escape pods. It is essential to capture the pod, for just 1 queen is sufficient to establish a new colony. While Theon continues with the KLTL on toward the site of the nova, the search for the 3 large ships, as well as the escape pods, continue. Attempts are also being made to reassemble from its shattered parts as much of the big Hive sphere as is possible to reconstruct, in an effort to learn more about the enemy. One of the escaped pods, bearing a live queen, is discovered by the Beijing and captured, safely on tow behind the ship. Afra and Roger are sent out to port the pod to the Heinlein moon station, where it can be safely examined in great detail. There is considerable debate and many factions, some wishing to summarily execute the queen, others wishing to approach it in an effort to establish communications and knowledge of a species never before captured. The Merdini are particularly against its maintenance. Roger, with his father acting as focus, easily transfers queen and pod. Back on Earth, the captured queen pod is secured with 24-hour surveillance. When she finally emerges, she is seen as a mantis-type creature, 8-limbed and egg-heavy. Since no one has had much luck in incubating the eggs discovered on the derelict ship, it is decided to deposit these with her. There has been considerable objection to keeping the creature alive, but those who insist that knowing more about the enemy may be a deciding factor in a final victory over its incursions manage to win the argument. She is kept alive. Food of all varieties is supplied, and she is seen to prefer vegetable or fruit. Her actions, when there are any, are monitored and shown to all interested. Zara, the 14-year-old sister of Laria, Theon, and Roger, becomes emotionally involved with what she sees as the Queen's dreadful plight and imprisonment. In a remarkable adventure, Zara arrives at the observation station and, distraught by the Queen's condition, ports herself into the facility and realizes that the Queen is freezing, being accustomed to a much hotter temperature in her parturitional stage. Zara's intercession saves the Queen's life, although, despite a hope that there has been some empathy between human and Hiver, this bizarre incident is not repeated, nor can Zara explain why she acted as she did. As her parents realize with some regret that Zara is not Tower material, even though a prime, Ella Zara, the T1 medic for whom she was named, and her great-grandmother Isia decided she may have healing talents. Meanwhile, one of the escaping Hive ships has been tracked to a star system where it is obviously slowing down. Roger is sent to the Genesee to expedite messages for Squadron B, 2 human and 1 Merdini ships, which is hovering, undetectable, within an asteroid belt of the system. The crew watch as the arriving Hiver ship is attacked from moon bases and planetary surfaces. When its ammunition is exhausted, the Queens flee in escape pods which are disintegrated. This shocks those on the Genesee. As much as the Dini have observed of their enemy over the centuries, they are as surprised and stunned as their human allies. It is new territory for them, too. Instead of being allowed to go in blasting, Squadron B and the Genesee are ordered to hold a watching brief, utilizing as many probes as possible, with Roger's help, to gather information. It is thought that Theon, on his way back to civilization on the KLTL, which has now definitely established that the Hiver homeworld was destroyed in the nova, will join or replace his brother on the Genesee. 2 squadrons are still in pursuit of the remaining 2 Hive spheres, while Squadron A, Theon's original group, are searching for the other 2 pods which evacuated.